Targa shirt?
I left it back at home.
I called you. I told you to bring a Targa shirt.
Sorry, I didn't get the memo, man. Apologize.
Oh, you're killing me here. This is like a Targa alum reunion here.
I love this track, by the way.
This is an awesome
We're at
track.
Circuit America, and the Grand Cherokee is tearing it up. It loves it. It's beautiful. And it's to me, it's an absolute masterpiece. So congratulations.
People told me about the elevation changes and how technical it is, but I didn't realize how long the circuit is.
Oh yeah, it's 3.4. I think.
It's a hell of a circuit.
Yeah, and it's they actually engineered a lot of this elevation because Texas is relatively flat, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we're kind of in the hill country here in Austin.
Yeah.
By the way, you got to go to Salt Lake when you're down here. Salt Lake Barbecue, it's awesome.
Yeah, great town. Austin is becoming one of my favorite towns.
Oh,
I think we'll have to come back here. This track rocks. So
yeah,
we'll be back.
University of Texas, wonderful place.
Yeah.
So, by the way, look at horns. So how's the new job going?
It's going well. You know, we're really the brand feels like it's growing. The last time I talked to you, we were launching 5 new SRTs. So the Viper is just now launching, about to start shipping vehicles to customers. The 300 Charger we've launched are all doing well, and right now we're in the 2014 Grand Cherokee, which is literally a couple weeks away from hitting showrooms.
So now you're 2 years into the whole Fiat Chrysler merger. How's it going for you?
It's going really well. The companies are gelling pretty well. The teams, we're actually starting to work together on exchanging resources, so that's going very, very well. And we're becoming friends. It's like anything. A team takes a while to gel, and now we're on a first-name basis with their counterparts.
I can't help but noticing the pace has gotten faster.
Yeah.
Like you're doing more in less time.
Yeah. Well, the market's that way. Honestly, the MotoMan, the market is intense. I mean, people are developing products. The good news is we have more tools at our disposal. We've got simulation tools that allow us to test ideas virtually before spending the big dollars, so to speak.
Did you not have that prior to the Fiat days?
We had it, but now we're getting into some serious aerodynamic simulation tools, horsepower simulation tools. We even have track handling simulation. So we're starting to get into I would say, the high-tech space. So it's shortening development time, but also making our jobs a little more complex. We're hiring a little bit different type of talent now that can really deal with all these controllers. This car, for example, can't even remember how many controls are on this car, controlling suspension, transmission, measuring steering angle, torque split differences. I mean, it's incredible the amount of technology.
So you're hiring software engineers? Is that what
Yeah, the calibrators, the powertrain guys and our dynamics guys are becoming best friends. In the past, the tuning guy was just valving shocks and springs and sway bars. Now, you're talking about using dynamic adaptive suspension, shifting torque. I mean, there's a lot going on making a car a supercar these days.
I know you like to listen.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, 2 years later, get multiple emails daily about a manual and a Charger. Still.
Well, maybe I'll have to break the news to our friends. It probably won't happen. You know why that is because we have to really watch every single dollar we spend on a major program. It's not cheap. You'd think it'd be a no-brainer to throw the clutch pedal, so to speak, into a Charger, but it's a new floor pan, it's a completely new dash understructure.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money, so we had to decide, do we put that in the engine? We put it in the next generation transmission, so we decided that was the best case. Typically in 4-doors, when we do have the manual, the take is, even in a sports car, the paddle shifted 8-speed transmission, I think one day will be the talk of the town. You'll slowly see people forgetting, so to speak, about the manual. I think manuals are great. I love manuals, and I think it's an experience, but if you had to kind of choose at that fork in the road, the strategy we're choosing is the more viable one for a longer term.
Okay, now look who you're talking to there. You and I are never going to forget about manuals. Come on.
I know.
So what's coming down the pike? What's the future? Now that you've basically re-engineered the entire product line, what do you want to do?
Well, obviously I want to start expanding the portfolio, the name, into smaller vehicles, obviously. I think the brand has had a great past with small displacement power. And also I've got an eye on the hybrid technology, how to integrate that as a power booster.
Like a CARES kind of thing?
Yeah, and the other thing we're doing besides powertrain, we're also, again, with using electronics in a way that benefits the user, so not just for electronics' sake. And I also want SRT to become the factory's test place for new ideas, new technologies. You see a little bit of that in the Viper with stamped aluminum doors. We haven't seen that before, carbon fiber. Adaptive suspension was here first, the lightweight audio system. All these little technologies eventually will find their way into the other cars. The 8-speed has completely changed the character of the vehicle. I've always heard about match revving. What that is when we downshift, The vehicle blips the throttle just enough so it doesn't jerk and upset the chassis, at the same time smoothly transitioning. And the upshifts are like lightning. They really.
So do you do the blip on the upshift as well?
You don't really have to. We actually, what we do when you're in sport mode, we try to reduce the torque cut. Normally you actually take away a little torque cut to smooth the shift and make it nice and gradual, but in sport mode we just let it hammer, so it feels like a power shift.
Was there a big discussion on doing the 8-speed in the SRT?
Not really. It was always something we had our eye on. It's just how to do it. The transmission holds 99 different software programs. Obviously we can't use all of them, so we kind of have to pick and choose and create different characters. The car actually, using the select track over here, we can really change the character of the car.
Yeah.
And with the accelerometers, it can tell how aggressively you're driving, and it can hold gears if you're not wanting to paddle shift. The vehicle does an amazing job anticipating what's going on.
Did you physically have to do anything different to that transmission to bolt it onto the SRT?
Just the bell housing. No,
so it's the same. It's the same as the diesel and the other one.
Exactly. It's the same basic transmission. We rated it. It has a lot of margin in the capacity. They knew we were going to do an SRT. It's the same one you'll find in a truck.
Yeah.
So it's made to work. And this vehicle now has a 7,200 pound towing.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Between the differential, the new diff, and the transmission, it tows 3,000 pounds more. So it's pretty cool. We're not trying to kill it with volume. We're being actually fairly conservative. Want to keep the exclusivity high. We sold about just under 4,000. It's a fairly expensive vehicle, because it's disruptive to the plant to build. It's very different from the base car. So every time we build one of these, it's a big deal at the plant. So
really?
They charge us, so to speak, for it. Because you got 6-piston monoblock Brembos. You've got different, completely different suspension system, cradles. The seats are different. The interior is different. Steering wheel now is completely unique, as it's been, but now it's even more special in terms of branding.
By the way, you have become like a 13-year-old girl in the way you tweet.
Oh, I love it. It's fun.
It's amazing, A, how much you tweet, and B, you're like Mr. Follower now.
Well, you know what the deal is with that is I do have downtime. I travel quite a bit, so I'm in airports waiting on planes. So, hey, I can do 10, 15 tweets in the morning, having my breakfast, having a coffee, I can tweet. So I do it with the breaks. Obviously, my priority is work always, but I'm amazed at the thirst for knowledge. People are really curious about what I do.
Tell me the truth, come on. You text more than your teenage daughters, don't you?
Not even close. 12, 14-year-old, they got us covered. So I do about maybe 16 tweets a day, not that much.
Okay. So are you still watching Kardashians? Or you telling me to give that up?
We don't talk about that.
That was awesome.
All right.
Anything else you want to say?
No. Check out those SRTs.